We want to create a maker lab, and it's really modeled after the product realization lab at Stanford University, where my daughter's at. And I got to tell you my own story. Like everything at Stanford University is very hoity-toity. It's like state of the art, whatever. So my daughter's like, Mom, you have to come and see the product realization lab. This is the maker space of Silicon Valley. So I was expecting all this really fancy stuff. So I walk in and it's like wood making, welding, like it's not looking what my expectations will be. And I will never forget. So I'm in the corner with my daughter and her friend, who is a 2 or 3 time gold medalist. So the two of them are going on and on about how hard welding is. And I'm like, wait a second, let me understand what's happening here at Stanford University, okay? First of all, this place is not looking very, upmarket. Second of all, here's the two of them. And I was like, can I ask a question? And they're like, sure. I'm like, so do you admire people in the trade? They're like, oh my God, they're artists. They do all this amazing thing. You know how hard this welding is? And it looked like a frame to me. And they're going on and on and on about this welding thing. And I was like, wow. So all of a sudden the light goes off. I'm like, can I ask just like a clarifying question? I was like, so the whole purpose of this product realization lab is for you guys to get hands-on experience in building and designing the next generation of things in the US, in the world. And they're like, yeah. So we really admire in a very high level the tradespeople. And I was like, oh, now I get it. So it's that getting on an equal playing field. And I came back to New York, and I don't know if any of you have seen the JP Morgan headquarters. They had this 60,000 ton big steel welding. So I sent it to my daughter, and I was like, this is super cool, right? She's like, oh my God, that's so amazing. But if they didn't have the experience of building this looking like a frame, they would never appreciate like how difficult it is. You can imagine how you could build something, but to actually do it is something very different. So what we want to do in the product realization lab at the Boys and Girls Club of Mount Vernon is to create that same environment of learning and exploration. And some of the kids maybe, be a construction worker, maybe they design the next greatest building thing in the world, but that's only going to happen if there's respect from both sides of the equation. And then the third thing we want to do is there's an organization which totally touches my heart called NEW. It's non-traditional employment for women. And they're looking to have a facility somewhere in Westchester County. So the plan, God willing, is that in the morning when the kids are not there, we would rent the space to NEW. So you would have the mothers of the kids at Mount Vernon, hopefully decide that they want to have a career in construction, and then they send their kids. So it's a virtuous circle. Because one of the problems, as I see it, is we overplayed, you got to go to college, you got to go to college, you got to go to college. Like not everybody is set up for going to college. Like that's okay. And in Europe, it's okay to go down the academic versus a technical path. So I think we need to convince the kids it's okay to be in construction. But you also got to convince the parents that it's okay to be in construction. Because I'm a parent myself, parents are like, want to make the kid the best they can be. And so the parents need to understand is that being a construction worker is like a really good job. It's a good future. It's a good career. And I'm not so sure we have communicated that message. It's all like college, college, college. Did you go to college? Got to go to college. It's starting to change, but I think we need to increase that conversation.